G'day guys, welcome back to the channel. I have been hibernating and on hiatus for a month or so in the cold Melbourne winter, but we're getting back into it. Let's check out what we are doing today. So today we are starting on this 26-inch Raleigh. It's got a bit of a unique looking frame on it, which really drew me to it. I picked it up cheap, I've been cruising around on it and it's super comfy to ride. So I think it's gonna be a nice little rider for me. I'm gonna build this one up for the Twisted Customs Lowrider Club's Rat Run, which is on later on in the year here in Melbourne. So if you're in Melbourne, come along and have a ride with that one. It's a great day out. The paint is a little bit chipped, so I'm not too fussed because it's going to be a bit of a rat build. We might do some stuff with the parts we've got here, but I think I'll need to buy some as well. Let's start stripping them down and see what we can do. A couple of things drew me to this bike when I saw it up for sale. One of them was this Raleigh head badge, which is a nice piece of bling at the front there, something different. I also love these handlebars, which we're going to flip upside down to have a bit of a cafe racer style going on. And the frame itself with its cool twin top tube setup was really, really cool. Something different. It is a 26er, so it's going to be nice for cruising, but it's just got a little bit of differences here and there, which are going to make it stand out, hopefully. The paint job on it is fairly chipped and scratched away. There's some stickers on there, some warning labels and things like that I want to get off. There's also some nice decals with some pinstripe designs and things like that I kind of want to keep. So it'll be a bit tricky, but I'm going to be able to pick and choose which ones I'm going to keep. The front forks have copped the worst of the damage. There's a big scratch down the side here, and there's some big scratches out of the decals here on the front forks. So I'm hopefully going to swap them out for some Springer forks to give it a bit more of a lowrider feel. And obviously we're going to get rid of the horseshoe brakes on the front here as well. We want no cables, make it look nice and clean. Another thing that drew me to this bike was this comfy Mambo Cruiser seat. Lots of padding, a nice wide saddle. I'm a bigger dude, so it's really comfortable for me when I am cruising. And that's the aim of this bike, something that's nice and comfortable but still looks cool. There's cool designs on it, the Mambo company designs. I'm not too fussed about the designs because I don't think they're going to suit the style of the bike, but I'm definitely going to be keeping the seat. Might recover it, might try and get these off. I'll see what I can do with it, but yeah, another positive for this build. Another cool thing on this bike is the main sprocket, which actually has the Raleigh logo cut into it, which I think is really, really cool. And then also on the frame, out the back, there's the Raleigh logo just above where you attach the rear guard. So a couple of cool little details in there that we'll be keeping for this build. Let's get into taking it apart, seeing what we're dealing with, and seeing what new parts we're gonna need to buy to make this a cool, comfortable cruiser. Let's go. All right, my first step is I'm gonna delete this front brake because I don't like the horseshoe brakes. Keep this bell because I think that's fairly cool, and then we'll flip it over and start to get the wheels and crank and everything else out. Let's do it. So I want to show you guys a trick to getting handle grips off that are a bit stubborn. So I've got some WD-40 and I've been able to make little pockets and get the WD-40 in between the handlebars and the grip. Now, gonna grab a shifter and a hammer. Make the shifter just bigger than the handlebars. Sometimes you don't need the hammer and you can just force it off, but if it is a bit tough, a couple of knocks on the hammer just to get it moving, and then you should slide right off without damaging your handle grips or minimal damage on your handlebars. A nice little trick there for those who are cutting them off. It's always good to keep them and save them. You might use it on the same project, another project, who knows. Bike's on its back and we can get a good look at this bottom bracket. It's a little bit rusty and oily and things like that, but it should clean up okay. Hopefully we can get it to pop a little bit. It's the only thing we're keeping out of this bottom bracket setup though. These arms are battered, and scratched up, rusty, all that kind of stuff. And these pedals, these bricky looking dorky ones, they're definitely gonna go. There's also a chain guard bracket behind here, which I'm gonna have to remove as well because I don't think I'll be able to find a full chain guard to suit the setup that I want. I don't think a Lowrider one would really fit the vibe of the bike, but we'll see how we go. If we can get it off, that would be fantastic. Let's keep moving. So from what I can see, this chain guard bracket is held on by the bearing cup, which I've never seen before. I've seen them screwed on a 3-piece setup, but not held on by the bearing cup. Looks like we're gonna have to take those bearing cup out. We might as well do both and clean them up. I've just got a punch and a hammer. Hopefully I'll be able to get it moving. Let's have a go. So this thing is the bane of my existence. I hate it right now. What I'm gonna do is finish taking apart, I've obviously taken the wheels off and chain and everything like that. I'm gonna finish taking the bike apart just so we're down to the frame, and then I can get it on the table and see if I can get a bit more purchase on the bearing cup to try and get it out. Fingers crossed we can get that done, and then we'll look at some cleaning some parts. Let's do it, wish me luck. Woo! Finally got this little bugger off, which was good. Got the other bearing cup at the bottom bracket soaking in WD-40, so we can get that one off as well. I had to go with that the same method, but not quite yet. So hopefully that'll loosen things up. All my parts across the bench, need to clean this up, and then we'll start looking at the frame and what we need to do with it. All right, there we go. Bearing cups are out at the bottom here. Time to have a look at the frame, take off any of the stickers I don't want. And then we can clean up some of the other parts, and that's where we might leave it for today. So on this bike, we've got a warning sticker up the top, another warning one there, a bike company, whoever brought it over to Australia and sold it here down there, but I want to keep the Raleigh stickers as well. There's a little bit of damage up here from just tyre wear on the frame, which is interesting. I've never seen that really cutting into the frame before. But I think that should be all right, should be covered up by our guards when we get our guards. All right, let's go give it a clean. It is raining outside, so I won't take you with me. I'll go out, give it a clean, and bring it back in, and we'll remove these stickers and see what we're left with. All right, so the rain was working against me outside. I didn't get a proper clean on it. Brought it back in, was able to get some of the stickers off with a bit of mineral turpentine and a bit of elbow grease. I'm actually really happy with the color in the frame. It should come up very, very well when I give it a proper clean, bit of a polish. Obviously, nicks and scratches all over it, but not a massive deal. I gave our sprocket a quick degrease just to see what we're working with underneath. There's some little bits of rust here and there, but I've got to think about how I can deal with this to get that rust off. So we'll try a couple of different things in the meantime. Next up for this big boy was some parts that we're going to buy. Chrome fenders is definitely something I want to do, and also thinking about some chrome springer forks if the tube's going to fit. It's a bit of a thicker tube on this one, so I'll see what I can source around that. And then we put it back together with all those nice, clean and new parts. Can't wait to see you then. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit us up on Instagram as well. And I've got some videos in the works with some things people have requested on Instagram, including my air trike. It's going to be making an appearance again, a bit more detailed view through that before it goes under major surgery. But thanks for joining us today, guys, and I'll catch you next time.